is, what are some examples of istiqamah from the Quran and the prophetic tradition?
Absolutely. I mean, we could all mention many examples. The example I'll personally give is the example of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. He was betrayed by his own family, his own brothers, his own siblings. He was sold to some people as a slave or a servant. He went from place to place. He was almost seduced. He had to refuse seduction. And when he did, he said, "Oh Allah, I would prefer the prison. I would prefer the prison." And he ended up being thrown in prison unjustly by the ruler at the time. He was thrown in prison. He stayed there for many years. And he went through all of this hardship and he stayed firm in his faith. And then finally, towards the end of this long journey, this long life of hardship, only towards the end did finally his family come back to him, and his brothers came back to him, and his father finally got back to him. They got back together. And so what happened was he went through all of these trials, Yusuf alayhi salam, and he stayed firm despite the fact that throughout the journey he could have done many things that would compromise on his religious values and religious beliefs, and it would make his life supposedly easier. Even with the example of the woman who tried to seduce him, the wife of Al-Aziz, it would have made his life in that place easier in our perception as rational human beings. But having faith in Allah and avoiding that which is harmful for our faith actually ends up being much better for us in the long run. And that was the example given of Yusuf alayhi salam. There are many other examples as well. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I remember the example of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when the people of Mecca tried to make a deal with him to abandon the religion at the very beginning, and he said to his uncle, and I'm paraphrasing, even if they put the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left hand to abandon this, I'm not gonna. So it's like we're not compromising about our religion. This is nothing to compromise about. You have to stay firm because you're on the right path. It's not like I'm not inventing this. This is the right path. I have to stick to it, stay firm, and not compromise.